Redshirt junior quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Zach, and then Mike.
Yes, Fernando, you've talked about this a little bit, but how much do you lean, at least maybe early on your brother for things like terminology, just the basic stuff, kind of the day-to-day stuff in this offense specifically, just to get you a little bit more comfortable? Obviously, the experience, you've got maybe the advantage on him, but the experience in this offense.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, great to meet you, Mr. Zach. But second of all, my brother's been a tremendous resource. Today was practice 4. I mean, he's out there dicing the defense up. I mean, he's a fantastic player. So when I'm able to lean on him on certain plays, how the play moves, throughout the plays, after plays, he's able to give me tips, be like, and just little key instances that you would get from experience in an offense. So I feel like I've gained that. I've been getting better every single practice by the likes of coaches like Shanahan and Chandler and Alberto. They've all been helping me a ton, and so I'm really excited about my development.
We'll go Mike on your left and then Pete.
Yeah, Fernando, you were sacked, I think, the second most times in the country last year. How challenging is that when you're in the moment, and can that impact your confidence at all? Kirk Cignetti's kind of mentioned a couple times, when he watches the film, that's kind of the thing that stands out. You were on the run a lot. Talk about the experience kind of last fall.
Yeah, so I believe that sacks are both a quarterback and line stat, so I do take responsibility on that in my previous stop. However, having those amazing offensive linemen, Coogan, Bray, Carter, Zen, DeMola, Austin, I mean, just everybody. I can go on and on about all those guys. I mean, those are all phenomenal players, and it's definitely, I mean, I have a ton of time. I have a lot of time, and it's quite honestly a little more time I'm used to, I would say. But it's been great, and I've had great offensive line in the past, and I'm blessed to have an amazing offensive line this year.
We'll go second row left to Pete, and then Todd.
Yeah, hey Fernando, what intrigues you about this offense? And then when did you actually start diving into the playbook? Like you committed on Monday, and Monday night you got the playbook, and how did that work?
Yeah, so I would say the offensive, kind of the simplicity, but also the complexity of it, as there's so many shifts, motions, different RPOs, and everything that we run. However, it's very concept-based. As far as you learn the concept, there's so many different ways we can dress things up. But in reality, when you learn the concept, when you learn the ins and outs and the little intricacies of each play, you're able to master it at a high level. Personally, I feel like I needed more reps at that to get to that mastery level. But that's why it's great having a veteran in the room, Alberto, and then also having a great coach, Coach Whitmer. And I would say that having that playbook at home already, because Alberto was at my house when I committed, or at my parents' house, I definitely, in Christmas break, in that off time, I started diving the playbook before I arrived on campus. And ever since, been trying to be consistent in the film room, in the playbook, in order to gain a mastery by the end of the spring.
Go front row left to Todd.
Fernando, a similar question I had for Pat in the respect of ingratiating yourself to your teammates. But for a quarterback, it's different. I mean, you have to kind of assert that right away. You don't get that kind of flowing into the team kind of thing. So what was your approach on that in terms of establishing yourself as a leader for your guys?
Yeah, I think Pat said it beautifully here before me. It's a challenge that I accept. At Cal, I was there for 3 years, and the past 2 years I was team captain. So it was a way that I was a young guy, integrated. It took a little longer to learn the guys' name, not like learn the guys intricately, like their families, everything about them, and really get immersed and put in that position. However, here I'm put in, and I'm expected to be the guy from day one. So it's a great challenge that I've accepted, and I've really enjoyed learning all the guys, learning everybody on offense, defense, specialists. So I'm really excited to keep on learning and to keep on improving those relationships and put those relationships towards the field and have on-field success with them and off-field success.
We'll go Seth front row left, and then Jared.
Yeah, Fernando, just what's your relationship like with your brother? Like, how much, I guess, the draw was it for you to come here to be able to play with him in the same room? How much do you guys push each other out on the field? Like, what's it like just being teammates in the same position room as your brother?
Yeah, my brother and I, we do everything together. We watch film together. We get better together. We have tough times together. So it's been great, and he's been a stepping stone to me learning the offense and my early steps here in spring ball. So, I mean, I can't thank him enough. And he was definitely a pushing edge. And when he gave me the good and, hey, let's come to IU, it was even more of a push to come to IU. So I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity I've been given.
Is that something you pictured kind of growing up together, like being college teammates like this?
Honestly, no, because when I went to Cal, he was committed to JMU at first, and I didn't think our paths would cross at that point. So it's been an incredible journey, but it's an incredible privilege, and it just shows that God has a plan for us, and I'm really grateful that I'm be able to play with him.
We'll go Jared, second row on your left, and then Joe.
You and Coach Wilburn are like a unique position where both of you guys are new coming in. Have you guys felt like you've been learning together sort of the offense and how to integrate yourselves there?
Yeah, Coach Whitmer is probably the best he is the best quarterback position coach that I've been around. So I've been extremely grateful to have him, and although I'm a veteran, I've been learning so much, and feel like I've been getting better every day, and I'm only on the up curve. So I'm extremely grateful to have him. He's a phenomenal coach, phenomenal person, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I mean, that guy he's a special quarterback coach. Nothing like I've ever had before.
We'll go second row to Joe, and then we'll go to Nick.
What are some of the challenges of having to, 3 years at Cal learning their scheme and their playbook into now, you've only had a couple months to try and get up to speed here at IU?
Yeah. Football is all the same. Everybody runs similar concepts. However, the terminology, the intricacies of the offense, actually having your eye patterns like through the progressions, and timing up the new footwork, because it's a new footwork for me as well. There's a lot of variables to it, but I feel like I'm picking it up from day 1 to day 4. I believe I had a lot more success as far as not just the result base, but more as a process base of dealing with the protection, dealing with the mechanics of the play. So it's been an adjustment, and it's been a great challenge. Every year that I've been in college, this will be my 4th year, I've had a new offensive coordinator. So it's been something I've been used to, and I really look forward to accepting that challenge.
We'll go far right on the front row to Nick, and then Daniel.
Since you were at Cal before, how's the weather adjustment here?
Yeah, Cal is one thing about Cal. I mean, Cal has phenomenal weather. California has phenomenal weather. It's very dry over there, and it's pretty steady, the weather. Here it's been great. I mean, we've had a lot of snow. I believe more often than not. I think this is like a snowy winter, from what I've heard. So it's been a good adjustment. I never lived in the snow, but it's been funny, throwing a snowball around, just dealing with the snow, driving in the snow. So it's definitely been an experience, and it's different. It's different, and different is good, and change is good. So I'm excited to grow as a person in that regard.
I'm standing right with Daniel, and then Josh.
On Chandler, is it his mind? Is it how he explains things? What is it about him that makes him who he is?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. I would say, first of all, his mind. He's extremely detailed, extremely thorough with all his explanations. However, he makes it very digestible for the quarterback. He's a very type A personality, so he'll have all the details of the play, any scenario that you can think of, all different coverage combinations, pressure combinations. He will have a distinct answer and have a thorough answer rather than just not answer. And sometimes when we're working through things, because it's a new offense for him as well, he'll get back to me right away, or he'll get back to all the quarterbacks. So I think it's a fairly new quarterback room. The only one that was here last year was Alberto. So it's been a great challenge for all of us, and I feel like we're all stepping up to the plate. But like his mind, but it's not just the mental side of the game, it's also the physiological state of the game, of resetting every play, of leading your teammates, especially because the quarterbacks and the line, they both set the tone of the offense. So to have that, and to have the mental support, the physiological support, and him as a whole has been a blessing.
We'll go Josh and then Zach.
You've been talking about trying to get to know your teammates, offensive line, connecting with receivers on the field. How's that process been for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, we have a phenomenal receiving core. That's one of the main reasons I came here as well. We have Sirac, Coop, EJ, Charlie, Was, Tyler, Mackay, and we have so many, Cam, so I don't want to forget anybody now. LeBron, Miles Jackson, and I know we have a couple coming in the summer. So, it's been a great experience throwing to them. And these guys they're fast, and they're really good. So, honestly, it's been a little bit of an adjustment for myself to get used to these guys, build chemistry with them, see how they get out of their breaks, because they get out of their breaks extremely fast. and like pros, because all those guys are future NFL receivers. So it's been a great experience, and it's definitely pushed me, and I hope to be the point guard and just get them the ball, because that's my job.
We'll stand right with Zach B and then go to Mike.
With your preparation process, talking with a lot of your former teammates at Cal, they raved about your preparation process. What's different about how you prep for a game midweek that stands out to your peers?
Yeah, I would say preparation builds confidence. So when you're in the film room all day, whether it be the entire week before the game, the week before practice, even a day or two before the walkthrough, first summer walkthrough, or whatever it is, when you're prepared and you know it like the back of your hand, you don't second guess yourself, that allows you to have full confidence and not to be able to think about it on the field. Because when you think about it on the field, like you need to think on the field, but you don't want to literally sit there and be like, oh shoot, what's this play again? Oh shoot, what's my read on this play again? So when you have that total confidence, you see the look, you're like, oh, we talked about this with Coach Whitmer, easy, boom, boom, bam. It gives you a lot of confidence. You're able to play free. Be able to play free in that flow state, and that's where the best quarterbacks play in.
We'll finish up on your left with Mike.
Yeah, what were your first impressions of Kurt Cignetti, and did Alberto kind of tell you what to expect, or what was kind of that process like, getting to know him a little bit?
Yeah, so I've followed Indiana throughout the year, so I've seen many of his press conferences, and I've heard about him through Alberto and other teammates, and he's a phenomenal coach, phenomenal guy, and he holds you to an extremely high standard. And that's the main reason I came here. He's an offensive mind. He holds everyone to a high standard. His program always wins, and those are two things that I want to be: held to a high standard and win. So I'm extremely grateful to have him as a head coach.
Thanks, Fernando. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Great meeting you all.